Infidelity is a profound betrayal, one that cuts deeper than most wounds. It's not just the breaking of a promise, it's the shattering of trust, the collapse of a foundation you believed was unshakable. In a single moment, everything you thought you knew about your partner, your relationship, and even yourself is thrown into question. The reality you once shared splinters into pieces, leaving you to pick through the fragments of what used to be. The world you built together suddenly feels unfamiliar, as if you're living in a house where the walls have shifted overnight. The person you trusted most becomes a stranger before your eyes. Their words, their actions, even their presence now feel foreign and distant. You search for answers in their face, but all you find is a painful reminder of what's been lost. Suddenly, your world is built on lies, and every shared memory is cast in a new harsh light. The laughter, the promises, the quiet moments, all of it feels tainted, as if the past itself has been rewritten. The pain is indescribable, a grief for a relationship that may never be the same. It's a mourning not just for what was lost, but for the future you imagined together. Every memory is now a double-edged sword, bringing both comfort and agony. Your sense of self begins to crumble. You question your worth, your choices, and the very core of who you are. The betrayal seeps into your identity, making you wonder if you were ever truly seen or valued. Sleepless nights become routine as you replay every moment, searching for signs you missed. You wonder if you were ever enough, or if you could have done something, anything, to prevent this heartbreak. The betrayal becomes a cruel story you tell yourself, fueling relentless self-doubt. It's easy to internalize the pain, to let it define you, to believe that you are somehow to blame for another's choices. Your identity, once defined by love and partnership, fractures alongside the relationship. The person you were with them feels lost, and you're left searching for who you are on your own. The journey forward is about rediscovering who you are beyond the betrayal. It's about finding strength in your own resilience and learning to trust yourself again, even when trust in others feels impossible. Healing means rebuilding yourself from the rubble, independent of the story thrust upon you. It's a slow, courageous process, one that begins with believing you are worthy of love, especially from yourself. After an affair, we often find ourselves staring into a harsh, distorted mirror, one that reflects not just our pain, but also our deepest fears about who we are. The betrayal doesn't just shatter trust, it shakes the very foundation of our self-image. Suddenly, every flaw feels magnified, every insecurity amplified, as if the world is holding up a spotlight to our perceived shortcomings. We start to compare ourselves relentlessly, measuring our worth against the affair partner, or the impossible standards we see online. Each scroll through social media becomes a painful reminder of what we think we lack: beauty, success, happiness. It's easy to believe that we're not enough, that we somehow failed where someone else succeeded. In these moments, our inner critic grows louder. We replay conversations, analyze every detail, and internalize the message that we were unworthy of loyalty or love. The voice in our head whispers that we're to blame, that we could have prevented the pain if only we were different, smarter, prettier, more attentive. Shame settles in, heavy and suffocating. We begin to withdraw from friends and family, convinced that they can see our pain, or worse, our perceived failure. Isolation becomes a shield, but it also deepens the wound, making it harder to reach out for support. The pain feels almost visible, as if everyone around us can sense our vulnerability. We move through the world feeling exposed, anxious and raw, carrying the weight of our self-doubt like an invisible burden. But healing begins with a single courageous step, separating our self-worth from the choices of others. We are not defined by someone else's betrayal. Our value is not determined by another person's actions or mistakes. Rebuilding confidence means learning to see ourselves with compassion, to recognize our strengths, and to honor our journey. Their actions are a reflection of their own struggles, not a measure of our worth. Understanding this truth is liberating. It allows us to reclaim our narrative and begin the process of self-forgiveness. Healing means challenging the inner critic, questioning the harsh judgments we place on ourselves, and refusing to let this chapter define our entire story. It's about practicing self-kindness, even when it feels unnatural, and reminding ourselves daily that we are deserving of love and respect. Remember who you were before the pain, your laughter, your dreams, your resilience, and believe in who you can become after, someone wiser, stronger, and more compassionate, both to yourself and others. The first step is to seek your own unbroken reflection, to look beyond the cracks and rediscover the person you truly are, whole and worthy, ready to heal and move forward. In the chaos of betrayal, we search for reasons, often blaming ourselves. Self-blame feels like control, but it's a painful illusion. Society, especially for women, reinforces this pattern, making us feel responsible for our partner's happiness. But the choice to betray belongs to the unfaithful partner alone. You may have contributed to relationship problems, but you did not cause the affair. Separating the relationship's issues from the act of infidelity is vital. Only then can you reclaim your sanity and self-worth. After discovery, we crave answers, yet fear them. We want to know the truth, but dread the pain it might bring. This tension traps us between ignorance and overwhelming reality. We often avoid the hardest questions, fearing what they'll reveal about us and our relationship. But silence comes at a cost, leaving wounds unhealed. True recovery requires courage to ask, to listen, and to face the answers. Only by breaking the silence can we begin to heal. Recovery cannot be built on unspoken truths. Healing starts with reclaiming your space and prioritizing your well-being. Create physical and emotional distance if needed. Give yourself room to breathe. Focus on basic self-care, sleep, nutrition, movement. Build a support system outside your partner, friends, family, or a therapist. Speaking your pain aloud makes it more manageable. Allow yourself to feel everything: rage, sadness, numbness, without judgment. Don't police your emotions, let them move through you. Write, cry, yell, whatever you need to process. These small acts are the foundation of healing. This is the raw, necessary work of reclaiming yourself. Healing from infidelity is a slow, non-linear process. There are no shortcuts, and the journey can feel overwhelming at times. The pain of betrayal lingers, and trust, once broken, takes time and effort to rebuild. It's important to remember that healing doesn't happen overnight, and setbacks are a natural part of the process. Each person's path is unique, and there's no single timeline for recovery. It starts with facing the truth, asking questions, getting honest answers. This stage can be raw and emotional, as both partners confront difficult realities. Open communication is essential, even when it's uncomfortable. The betrayed partner may need to ask the same questions more than once, seeking reassurance and clarity. The unfaithful partner must be willing to answer with patience and transparency, understanding that trust is rebuilt through consistent honesty. Understanding why the affair happened is crucial, but it's not about blame. Instead, it's about gaining insight into the vulnerabilities and unmet needs that may have existed in the relationship. This exploration can be painful, but it's necessary for true healing. Both partners must be willing to look at their own roles and patterns without falling into the trap of shame or defensiveness. Both partners must look inward, often with the help of a therapist. Professional guidance can provide a safe space to process emotions, learn new communication skills, and rebuild a sense of safety. Therapy isn't just about fixing the relationship, it's also about personal growth and understanding. Sometimes, individual counseling is just as important as couples therapy. Radical empathy is required. The unfaithful partner must witness the pain they caused, and the betrayed must try to understand the context. This doesn't mean excusing the betrayal, but rather recognizing the complexity of human relationships. Healing requires both partners to be vulnerable, to listen deeply, and to validate each other's feelings even when it's hard. The betrayed partner's healing must be independent of the relationship's outcome. Whether the couple stays together or not, personal recovery is essential. This means processing grief, anger, and confusion, and finding ways to move forward with or without the relationship. It's about reclaiming a sense of self that may have been lost in the aftermath of betrayal. Invest in self-care, interests, and friendships. Reconnect with activities and people that bring you joy and fulfillment. Building a support network outside the relationship can provide comfort and perspective, reminding you that you are more than your pain. Work on the relationship, but also on yourself. Growth happens on two tracks, together and individually. Read, reflect, and practice new ways of relating. Be patient with yourself and your partner as you both learn and change. This dual track ensures you emerge stronger, no matter what. Whether you rebuild your relationship or choose a new path, the work you do now will shape your future. Healing is not just about surviving infidelity, it's about thriving beyond it. Reclaim your self-worth from the ashes of betrayal. Remember, you are resilient, and with time, compassion, and support, you can rediscover hope and rebuild a life that feels whole again. Trust, once broken, can't be restored to its original form. Rebuilding means creating a new, conscious trust, earned through consistent, honest actions. The unfaithful partner must offer radical transparency and accountability. This isn't about surveillance, but about proving commitment and safety. They must show real change, not just end the affair. The betrayed partner must risk trusting again, moment by moment. Communicate fears constructively, not with accusations. New trust is built in small, everyday moments, kept promises, shared vulnerabilities, honest conversations. Both partners lay bricks in this new foundation. Over time, this structure can become even stronger than before. It's a different kind of trust, mature, resilient, and hard-won. At some point, you must choose to move beyond the role of victim. It's natural to grieve and feel wronged, but staying there keeps you trapped in pain. Moving forward is an act of power. It's about refusing to let betrayal define you. Ask, what can I learn? How can I grow? Many find resilience and clarity on the other side, forging deeper relationships and a stronger sense of self. The affair becomes a chapter, not the whole story. You are the author of your next chapter, one of wisdom, compassion, and reclaimed power. The final stage is choosing your future, together or apart. Some couples rebuild a stronger partnership, others realize it's time to part ways. Ending the relationship isn't failure, it's self-respect and courage. The healing you've done becomes the foundation for your next chapter. Move forward with hope, grounded in your own resilience, maintain self-care, communicate your needs, and stay open to love. The journey through betrayal leads to a new dawn, one where you choose your direction. The horizon is open, and the power to walk toward the light is yours.